like to introduce Nina Kottler. And Nina is a leading radiologist, academic leader, and one of the earliest voices bridging frontline medicine with AI product development. I think I said that, but there it is. Thank you, Nina.
Thanks so much. All right. Hello, everyone. We are going to just get started once we get some of our slides up. I'm so excited to be talking to you today because radiology, which is my profession, is at an inflection point. We have to do something different. The future is demanding that we reinvent ourselves, and we have to do that quickly. If you look at what's happening in radiology, imaging has been growing at about 4% per year for a long time. It's been growing, and it's outpacing the amount of growth in radiologists. Volume is outpacing capacity, and it's outpacing it fairly significantly. This might not look so significant, but let me show you what it actually looks like. It's an order of magnitude difference, and this has been happening for years. We crossed that inflection point, that chasm, about 2022. And ever since then, volume's still going up, number of rads, capacity, not so much. So what's happening then? Well, it means that in the next 10 years, about 10 years from now, we're going to need 15,000 more radiologists. Anyone have any idea of how many radiologists we even have today? It's not that much more. It's about 35,000. So we're going to need almost 50% more rads. Humans don't scale that way. We can't teach enough radiologists quickly enough. So this is having an effect. It's having an effect not only on our patients, but also on our physicians. Radiologists are burning out at a massive rate. More than half of the radiologists in the US are burnt out. And we have a significant increase in rad attrition. That used to never happen. 3x increase. What we used to measure in minutes, our turnaround times, we're now measuring in days or weeks. That is crazy. And that means that it's having an effect on our patients who aren't getting the care they need. They don't know if they have cancer when they're getting a screening test. They find out late. It's having an effect on our hospitals who are losing money, and they don't run on high margins. It's having an effect on our radiologists. This is a problem that we need to solve. Now, we've got AI, right? Like AI is going to be our solution. And I love AI. That is my profession. I've been doing AI in radiology for a while. AI came into radiology as it came into healthcare first. It was 2016 when it first came into radiology, and in my practice, we have a very large practice. We've been using it almost ever since. We have run literally over 200 million patients and exams through some form of AI. We're using more AI in radiology than I think anyone in the world. So what kinds? Well, every kind. We're using all the different kinds. Now, what's different about this, like all of these kinds of AI, they're all narrow AI. Everything that is FDA cleared at the moment is what we call narrow AI, and we'll talk about that a little bit later. So the question we should be asking is this. You've deployed more AI in the world, Nina. Is this solving the capacity problem? And I will take my answer from Megan Trainor. No, right? Like no. In fact, across our entire practice, deploying this much AI, our capacity has increased 1%. That's nothing. We need about 15 times that. Okay, so this is not doing it. So what about burnout? Are rads less burnt out? If you have physicians that are burnt out, they're not going to do a great job taking care of patients, and unfortunately, that's not solving that either. So we should take a line from Wayne Gretzky and look toward the future. Radiology in 2026 is moving toward general AI models, foundation models. Now we're seeing two kinds mainly. One is language only. You guys have all been using that for years, and you're seeing it out there in medical practice, and also multimodal AI. So this is vision and language models together. We're going to talk about language first, and I'm just going to go into it quickly because you've probably seen it if you're involved in medical, not even imaging, just in medicine overall, ambient scribes. Those are language models that are being used across medicine. Well, we've been using a voice recognition tool in radiology for 25 years, so some form of it. Now we are transitioning to using language-generated, these large language-generated reports. And that's transitioning us from holding onto a microphone to something like this. We're like Tony Stark, moving into the future, talking to Jarvis. We can say less words, but get more content across. And we do that by just dictating the positive findings. You can also talk to the system and tell it what to do. It's fantastic. What would be even better is if you didn't have to say any words. Multimodal AI, vision and language models. Now we're starting to look at images, not just words, but also images. This is going to completely transform how radiology is practiced, and you'll start to see the first applications coming out this year. So let me explain the difference between what I said was narrow AI and these general foundation models, because it's really important. Anything that is FDA cleared today looks like this. A narrow AI system will look at this chest x-ray and find that lung nodule and give you a binary output. Yes, no, there is a lung nodule. Well, that's not what I do. I mean, it's helpful and I love it. It's still great, but it's not what I do as a radiologist. My report does not say there is a lung nodule. My report looks more like this. This is a general AI model. A vision language model finds that nodule, but it describes it. It's not just a classification. It tells, where is it? Is it new comparing to the prior? What do I think about that? That's how I speak as a radiologist. Not only that, it looks at the entire remainder of the exam. It's not narrow, it's general. It's looking at everything. And then from that, you can craft an entire radiology report. And this is what's going to make the transformation. This is what's going to completely change radiology capacity, and it's doing it by reinventing the workflow of how we're working. And that's what we need to be looking at. So how do I know this? I know this because we've been using these tools. We've got about 1,000 radiologists on them today. And then in that, now these are investigational devices. Still, anything that uses computer vision, nothing has been FDA approved yet. But under investigation, we're rolling these out, and we're finding a 25% improvement in efficiency just for the drafting tools on X-ray alone. Once we get to 3D imaging, we're going to see even more and more. Now, who's doing this? Lots of groups are doing this, and this is a fantastic thing. We need multiple people that are out there creating. We need innovation because we need to completely transform healthcare. And radiology sits at the precipice of that. So all of these groups are doing it, and I'll end with this, because what we need to realize is that this race is kind of on. It's on because we need to do it for our patients. It's on because we need to do it for the healthcare system. Hospitals are running on very thin margins. They're having trouble. Radiology practices are going out of business. This is a multi-pronged problem. So you all came from JP Morgan, and you're probably thinking, well, I'm an investor, like who do I invest in? You just gave me 20 different groups to look at. And I will tell you and leave you with this, that you should be looking at the groups that are deploying these tools. And this has been a truth in AI since I started using it. The reason why I learned how to use AI is not because I did research on it. It's not because I went to a bunch of lectures on it, although that's helpful. It's because I used it. So look for the groups who are getting the FDA approvals for these. Look for the groups that are deploying it. Those are going to be your winners. Thank you.
Very great. Oh, thanks.